As gangs proliferate in Albuquerque and throughout the county, guns follow. What will you do to curb the violence in the county?
Peter, what we're talking about is being smart about the way we use our resources. The time for our deputies to drive around in circles and for cops to drive around in circles and wait on something to happen in front of them is past. What we're talking about is giving the deputies in the field the resources to know what happened the day before, what's going to happen next, and that's the crime analysis that I did and implemented at UNM that I brought from D.C., and we're going to bring that to the county here. And that means that our deputies know who the bad guys are when they're stopping them. They know where the bad guys are out committing their new robberies, what businesses they're targeting, and we're going to be there waiting on them instead of waiting to respond for them, and that makes a difference.
What kind of unique community policing ideas do you have for the office?
Well, one of the things we talk about when I spent a few days the other day in the South Valley, and one thing I heard over and over again was that they really wanted to know who the cops are that work in their neighborhoods. And they need to know who the area commander is. They need to know who they can call and say, I have a problem, I have a question. And it means that as a sheriff, I want to hold the lieutenants, the sergeants responsible for their beats and say, be sure you're engaging your community. When they come with a problem, help them bring a solution, and let's all sit down and focus on it. And that's the type of focus that we bring everybody together instead of just leaving law enforcement just up to the cops to hopefully guess they're getting the right answer.
And right now the 2010 legislative session is in Santa Fe. If you were the sheriff, what would you be lobbying for this year for the office?
Well, we need to, first of all, resources are going to be tight. We all understand that, and that's something that the county commission is working on. But we have to be sure that no matter what happens with the county budget, that we're committed to preserving the pay raise of our deputies, preserving the training that makes them the best they are, and that we can ask for the state to continue the grant programs that are so important, especially the ones that are committed to DWI, which is where so much of our money comes from, that we devote to focusing on that. That's what we need to be doing in Santa Fe. But we also have the gang recruitment legislation that we really need to take a hard look at about whether it's enforceable and whether it's really going to be usable by law enforcement or if it's so cumbersome. Right now, until it gets out of session, or out of the committee, it's going to be hard to say, but that's something we've got to focus on here in Bernalillo County.
The department has around 400 employees, I hear, of 300 deputies. Is that the right number of deputies to have on the streets patrolling?
In a community that's unfortunately that has been ranked as the 8th most dangerous metro area in the nation, way behind El Paso, way behind Phoenix, we need to have as many cops on the street as we can get. We need to have as many cops doing the work that they need to do with the commitment. So whatever the magic number is the one that means crime goes down and we feel safe.